YouTube, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Zay, and I'm back with another video. Now today, guys, I'm going to be going over the best settings for you to be using right now, as of today, in Cod Vanguard on multiplayer. Guys, I really want to make this video for Warzone as well when it drops, so stay tuned for that. But today, currently, Warzone is not out for Vanguard as of yet, so we're going to be working on to stay focused on multiplayer for right now. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are, probably just hopping onto the game, getting used to the game. This game has just freshly been released, so it's going to take a minute to get used to the game. So I want to hook you guys up with the best possible settings that you guys are possibly using to be winning your gunfights, winning your games, getting more kills, getting more streaks, and overall just doing well and having fun in this game. But before we get into this video, guys, if you guys do happen to be new to this channel, please do me a huge favor and drop a sub down below and smash the like button for me. Without further ado, let's hop straight into this video. Now, I know a lot of you guys are seeing all these big content creators, going into the lobbies and doing so well. It all has to do, it's based on preference as far as settings go, but I got those settings for you right here. So all you do is follow me step by step as far as these settings go. These are settings that I preferably use. So you guys do not have to use the exact settings if you do not want to, or you feel like it just doesn't work. You can switch it up to something else. But these are the settings that I recommend using. So you guys want to just follow along with me, try them out, give it a shot. Then you guys can let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. Alright, so first things first, this goes for any Call of Duty that I play. Ever since Black Ops 2, I've been playing on small sensitivities because it's just better for your accuracy overall when you're playing in the game. But I'm going to explain why that is a thing in just a moment. As you guys can see, horizontal stick sensitivity and vertical stick sensitivity, I have it on a 4-5. You guys do not have to play on 4-5. You guys can bring it up to at least a 7. I would say at least the highest to go is a 7 as of right now because the game is still fresh. You want to get used to the sensitivity. Bring it up to at least 7, highest speed is 7, and the low should be a 4. Keep in mind, you want to always have your horizontal stick sensitivity lower than your vertical stick sensitivity. The reason for this is because your horizontal is lining up your accuracy from left to right, and your vertical is lining up your accuracy from up and down. So if you keep that horizontal lower than your vertical, when you're going into these gunfights and you want to be aiming around, it'll be easier for you to control the way you shoot and handle your gun with the horizontal lower than your vertical. You're always going to be looking left and right more than you're looking up and down. That's why you want to keep your up and down higher, because if someone's above you in a higher level, you can easily look up and take them out quickly, okay? Next, right here is one important thing that you guys need to know about: the ADS sensitivity multiplier. Now, what this does, guys, this is a key thing to your sensitivity, right? What this does right here is when you aim in, this controls how fast you're moving when you aim in as ADS. I like to keep this between a 0.7 and a 0.9. So that's why I have it at 0.8. Basically, what it does is slows down the way you move when you're ADS and making it easier for you to control your recoil and basically shoot your gun and lock on targets. This right here is one of the key things you need to have on. So if I were you guys, I would try to keep this between, like I said, a 0.7 and a 0.9. So lowest to go is 0.7 or even a 0.6, and the highest to go is probably a 0.9. But to stay in between, keep it at a 0.8. Sometimes I might drop it to 0.7 just how I'm feeling in the game, but 0.8 is probably the best way to go about it right now. I just like to use it simply because it just helps me. It helps me feel more comfortable with my ADS sensitivity, and also as I'm getting around, you like to be able to get in and out of gunfights. So if you're running around hip firing first and then aiming in, you see as it slows in as you aim in, helping be able to better control your recoil. Now we're gonna come to button layout preset, guys. All right, for the button layout preset, right? If you're like me and you happen to use a scuff controller, you do not have to worry about this at the moment. But if you do not use a scuff controller and you want to play like you do have a scuff, you can play like this. There's a certain way to do it. So if you go to here, click button layout, and all you have to do is scroll down to tactical. Another key setting that you guys need to have on, this setting has been in previous Call of Duty as far as Cold War and in Warzone. I do recommend you guys checking this out and just picking one that works best for you. I'm going to give you guys the one that works best for me, and I feel like it should work a little better because it's probably the best one to use at the moment. So as you guys can see, aim response curve type. Dynamic is probably the best mapping to use when it comes to this setting, simply because as you can see it says reverse S curve mapping for fine aim rate. What this basically means is that it makes your right analog stick, the one you use to look around, it makes it feel like it's more a higher dead zone for you to like look around and control basically the way you look overall with your guns, with any type of weapon you're using in the game. That's why it just makes your analog feel a little more looser when you're looking around and controlling that sensitivity. Of course, if you guys don't already know, controller vibration should always be off. I just feel like if you have it on, it messes up the way you feel the gun and the way the recoil is controlled with the gun. If you have it on, you always feel like your controller is vibrating when you shoot and aim in, simply because that vibration is on, right? So what it does, right, when you're shooting your gun and your gun automatically has a decent amount of recoil, you're gonna feel that recoil as far as with the controller vibrating. Now guys, recently, I don't know if you guys have been playing with the settings or not, looking through the settings and just going through all the settings that they have within this game of Vanguard right now, but they have added so many new settings as far as from Cold War and Warzone. They've added so many different things, so many new things that I have not seen, so I just had to go ahead and just play around with a bunch of different things and see what works. Now, if you come back to the settings, you guys keep scrolling down in controller, as you guys can see in this section called Advanced Controls. Now, in Advanced Controls, it basically just, it's more things to look at, play around with. But the first thing we're going to go to is Advanced Control ADS Sensitivity Transition Timing. Now, this is new. This has not been in Warzone or Cold War. So I decided to just play around with each one to see which one works the best. And as of right now, I believe you should be preset to instant. What instant does, right? Instant, it says instant sensitivity multiplier is applied immediately when aimed down sight. So what this means, right, from hip firing to ADSing, it's an instant transition. But instant is the best one because what it does is, if you're hip firing somebody around a corner and you want to aim in, as soon as you aim in, it automatically locks onto targets. It helps you lock onto targets quicker with this transition right now. Like I said, Vanguard has added so many new settings. You guys can scroll through that advanced control settings and see everything that are up there as far as controller orientation, stick layout presets, ADS stick swap. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays people play differently. Like there's people out there who play with the controller backwards or controller upside down, and there's so many different advanced settings to help benefit those and also help out those players who play differently than average players. But next thing we're going to go to, if you go back to the settings, we're going to go to gameplay by hitting RT. As you can see, it's going to switch over to gameplay. Now, first thing in gameplay you're going to see is weapon and equipment. Underneath that is target, aim assist. Obviously, you want to keep that on. But if you go ahead and hit X, it says show more. Now, another hitting setting, as you guys can see, is there. Another hitting setting. These are the target, aim assist modes that you guys can have on. You have default, you have precision, you have focus, and you have the Black Ops. Now, obviously, you guys know these settings from Black Ops Cold War Warzone. Black Ops obviously was not up there. They just added that in because of Black Ops Cold War recent game. You feel me? So, with that being said, if you just scroll through them, you got default. Default, it says transition, aim, slow down, when aiming near a target. Default mode for Call of Duty Warzone. So, if you guys play with this target assist mode on, it's going to feel like you're playing Warzone. The target aim assist mode is going to feel like you're playing as if you're locking on like you're in Warzone. Obviously, this is a new game. You know what I'm saying? It is kind of the Modern Warfare engine at the same time, but I'm going to recommend you guys either using precision or focusing. Right now, I'm currently using focusing simply because it's better for, as a matter of fact, the game is new, it's still fresh. You want to get used to the analogs, so use focusing so you can get used to the feel of how the analog aiming works. Then after that, once you have better accuracy, better your overall control with your gun and your recoils for your gun, you can switch over to precision. Precision is best when you have your accuracy up. It's best for the accurate players. If you already have your accuracy pretty good with these guns, go ahead and throw precision on. It helps you lock on the target so much more easier as far as when you're aiming in. Alright guys, go ahead and put that on. If you guys come down in movement, there's another thing I want you guys to put on. In automatic sprint, I know a lot of people like to have it. If you guys come to settings, it's automatically preset to being off. But the reason I recommend put automatic sprint on is because it helps you be able to move faster all the time. When you're standing still, all you have to do is move forward, it automatically goes to sprint. This makes it so that if you have on double time or lightweight, it makes it easier for you to get in and out of gunfights quickly as possible, you know what I'm saying? So I don't recommend using tactical sprint because tactical sprint is basically, it's loud. You get what I'm saying? So when you have an automatic tactical sprint on, it's loud and you can hear it even if you have ninja on, which makes it easier for enemies to hear you around a corner or further away. So sprint is like in between, you know what I'm saying? You could use ninja and use dead silence and sprint is not going to be as loud as tactical sprint is. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like a good balance to put on. And also, like I said, it makes you be able to move faster all the time. You know what I'm saying? You're sprinting all the time, which is good because it helps you be able to get around the map faster, get in and out of gunfights faster, and help you just overall be a better player when it comes to moving. Alright guys, the next setting I have for you is going to be in action behavior. When you scroll down to the bottom, you guys keep scrolling, you guys will see this option called interact/reload behavior. What this basically does, if you guys don't already know from prior game and of course in Warzone, it makes you be able to prioritize a certain thing where basically you either pick up a gun that's on the floor or reload. Now, I have it set to prioritize reload simply because if you guys read to the right, it says tap to reload and interact. If both are available simultaneously, both are available at the same time, you tap to reload and hold to interact. Sometimes it gets confusing because if you guys haven't noticed, if this is off, if it's set to tap to reload, when you're over a gun and you press on reload, you know what I'm saying, it'll sometimes pick up a new gun, which gets annoying sometimes, so you have to prioritize reload, making it so that even if you're standing above a door, even if you're standing next to a door or next to a window or over a gun, all you have to do is tap to reload first, right? And then also you can hold to interact with any other object. So it's always going to be a tap to reload first before you interact with any other object you're near or standing above. That's why I recommend using this. It makes it so much easier so things are not confusing. Basically keeps the game flowing for you. Alright guys, that's going to be it for the controller settings. Now we're going to go into the graphic settings that best help you basically be able to help your gameplay overall within the game. Okay, so there's only like a couple things that you need to change really in these settings. One of the main things is going to be the field of view. Field of view is it's like one of the highest things I recommend everyone using. If you're not already using it, I do recommend you do try it out and put it on. As you can see, I have field of view at 120. That's the max that it can go. PC players are taking advantage of this. They've been taking advantage of this for a while when it comes to Warzone, but hopefully they do put it in Warzone for this year's Call of Duty Vanguard. In Warzone, if they don't put it in, then it just doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, PC players are going to have a more advantage than us. Back to the fact. So it's in Vanguard now. As you guys can see, there's a show more button. I press X. Keep it at 120 or keep it at between either 115 or 120 is probably the best way to go. If you guys want to go, if you guys don't like how high it is, you can go to 100. That's the next best thing. But like I said, either 100, 115, or 120 is the best way to go. Now, when you hit show more, it's going to open up this menu for ADS field of view. So you can either have it independent or effective. Now, me personally, and what I'm trying to tell you guys right now, keep it on effective. I've used independent, I've tried independent. Trust me, when you feel the difference, as in when you're playing with a high field of view and then you switch it to independent, what it does is when you're running around, you see so much of your screen as far as the whole area of the map that as soon as you aim in, your aim zooms in and it just feels so uncomfortable. It doesn't feel right. So if you have it affected, right, it also helps because it makes it feel like you have no recoil whatsoever because you're not seeing the recoil. In independent, you're feeling and seeing all that recoil bounce. So that's why I recommend having affected on, simply because you don't feel it and you don't see it. So it automatically makes you think, okay, I don't have any recoil, so I'm shooting, and the way I'm shooting, I barely don't have any bounce. It makes you also be able for you to see what's going on around you as far as when you're ADSing, because if you have it independent, you're looking into the reflex sight, right? Or the iron sight, whatever you're using. You're looking into that. So you don't see what's going on around you. If you have it affected, you still see the reflex sight or the iron sight and still see what's going on around you. So basically you can get in and out of gunfights if someone's left of you, someone's right of you. A few more I have right now. So camera movement, you should leave this at default, keep it on. World motion blur, turn this off. It just feels nasty. Weapon motion blur, same thing, turn it off. Basically what that does is when you're looking side to side, it kind of blurs out a little bit, so it's not clear for you to see enemies, especially if you have a high field of view. You're not going to see nothing at all when you're looking left and right, up and down, anything at all, so just turn that off. Alright guys, that's going to do it here for these settings, guys. The best settings I have for you and best settings I recommend using. These are the ones that I currently use, like I said. So let me know what you guys think about these settings down in the comments down below. Leave a like also if you guys happen to enjoy this video. As always, it's been your boy Zay. Hope you guys did enjoy. And until next time, peace out.